Hello, YouTubers, and welcome back to another episode of The Grandstand here on the Ohio Patriot Education Network YouTube channel. I'm, as always, your host, AR the Ohio Patriot. And for today's episode, which is going to be a quick one, we're going to talk about how piece of shit Biden has no legal authority whatsoever to do any kind of executive order on gun control or anything else for that matter. And exactly what kind of crap he's trying to pull right now to basically be an anti-gun tyrant, fuckboy, and just complete scumbag is what it is, dude. So, first and foremost, there's a bunch of stuff we want to talk about right now, dude. Biden is a complete scumbag, wannabe fucking Hitler, is what it is, legitimately. He is a dictator in the making. So is everybody else in this regime at this point, dude. Whether it be him or Kamala or any of them, dude. Fucking Blinken's one of the worst ones, honestly, right now. If you want to see who's really running the country right now, just look at Antony Blinken. He is definitely 100% the main fucking dude. He's been Biden's handler since, like, I think 2014 or 2013, somewhere in there. And, yeah, it's just a big ass shit show is what it is. But basically, we're going to talk about the stupid ass thing that was put out yesterday. We talked about it a little bit on Honda's channel last night. But I want to get more into it here because this is the basically list of crap right here, which is, so first and foremost, you got Biden's new actions to reduce gun violence. One, moves as close as possible within existing law to universal background checks, which, by the way, is unconstitutional for them to do any of that crap, because you're directly violating people's Second Amendment rights. You're actually trying to create a Hitlerian-style gun registry/gun roster, and it's not going to fly, dude. There's a reason why this shit won't pass Congress, dude, because even they don't have the authority. Check something. Well, I don't know, because I seem to be coming in fine here, so I don't know. But yeah, they don't have the authority to actually do this kind of shit is what it is, dude. So, yeah, they have no legal authority whatsoever to actually do anything. But we're going to go ahead and I want to make sure I'm actually not muted here because as far as I'm aware, I'm good on my end, so stuff's all plugged in and everything, so I don't know. Let me check just to make sure. Check to make sure I'm actually going here or not. I don't know. Yeah, I'm fine. My audio is fine. So it's on your end, dude. But anyway, so basically, as I was saying, then it goes to a situation of you have this BS that they're trying to push right now, which is completely unconstitutional. It never meets constitutional muster. It's all Bruin ruling breakings and stuff like that. That's what it is, dude. And again, it's the end game for these people, whether it be Biden or Kamala or the Democrat Party or all the rhino fucks out there, et cetera, dude. It's to disarm Americans. It's to disarm Americans for eventual great reset is what it is. So, anyway, but yeah, we got them trying to do universal background checks, which are them trying to create a Hitlerian gun roster at this point. Accelerates implementation of a bipartisan, quote, Safer Communities Act, which is based on something more than just red flagging people and stuff, is what that is. It all goes back to Uvalde and shit from like a year and a half ago or so. Number 3, increases awareness of red flag laws, which is basically to take taxpayer money and fuck with people's rights and stuff like that is what it is. 4, improve support for victims' families, survivors, and impacted communities. This is something weird that Guns and Gadgets was talking about, which is basically like some weird ass like FEMA response or whatever, where they would have like mental health people out there to talk to people after like mass shootings and shit. The problem with that is these mental health people they're talking about are a bunch of leftist nut jobs that they themselves are fucking whacked in the head is what it is, dude. Because you look at most of the people that get into psychiatry and psychology and stuff like that, it's a bunch of left leaning chicks in most cases that are all mentally ill and trying to diagnose their own mental illness is what it is, dude. So it's like, yeah, why the hell would you want those people to be fucking talking to you about mental health stuff after the fact, dude, when they're the ones who are fucking nuts as shit? So anyway, let's see. Then we got number 5, advances firearm and public safety practices through Defense acquisition of firearms, which is basically them trying to fuck over your rights and stuff like that and trying to make it primitive people is what that is. 6, provides the public with more information about firearms dealers who are violating the law. So the problem I have with that, again, if you're an FFL or whatever the case be, you are already going to put out business anyway, dude. Like if you're selling guns to cartels or selling guns to, gangs or whatever the case be, you're not going to be in business, is what it is, dude. Because they're going to strip your license, is what it is. Then, let's see, number 7. Advances congressional efforts to prevent proliferation of firearms undetectable by metal detectors. What they really mean by that shit is basically PMFs, partly made firearms, partly manufactured firearms, which, by the way, none of those are undetectable by metal detectors. Biden's just a fucking moron, and so is the rest of the damn idiots in power right now. Number 8, accelerates federal law enforcement reporting of ballistics data to catch repeat shooters, which is impossible because you can link similar guns and stuff to things, but you're not going to do anything with actually doing that stuff, dude. And then number 9, addresses the loss of theft of firearms during shipping. So this is a big one right here. The thing with the shipping stuff. So there's been, in the last couple of years now, known issues when it comes to places like FedEx and stuff like that. Their workers that are the dudes that throw the trucks and stuff like that ship when it goes, because this is the thing right now. I've actually, when I was living in Columbus years ago, I actually applied to a US UPS shipping facility and stuff like that. And they had us inside the truck and they were showing us like what we're going to do and stuff. We work with them and whatnot. And essentially what you're doing is you're going inside of the back of a truck when it comes to the facility and stuff like that, and you're tossing out the packages onto a belt. The problem that's happening with the FedEx people there, specifically in Georgia, where this was going at about a year or so ago, is you had this black gang who was going around. There was like 6 or 8 black dudes that worked at this facility, and they were all part of this like gang of guys who were waiting for various trucks to come in, figuring out exactly where the gun boxes were coming in on there and stuff like that. Most of the time it was handguns. That was almost never anything besides that. So they were waiting for like something that you could see basically coming in on the shipments and stuff to where it looked like handgun boxes and stuff. They were stealing those fucking boxes off the shipments and then texting people at the fucking facility to come to the facility and stuff like that and go buy the guns from them off the fucking truck is what it is, dude. And they think we got busted because of that. Because somebody, like, I think so many times people just were like, hey man, I got this gun from over here or whatever kind of thing what it was. And yeah, they stole like fucking 50 something guns off the fucking trucks, dude. So if you want to talk about that stuff, dude, let's talk about the actual people doing it. It was a bunch of black gangs, legitimately. So yeah, it's a bunch of shit entirely, dude. But I mean, you look at firearms theft in this country, it's almost like it's almost always by gangs, dude, of various races. You know, like yeah, there might be 1 or 2 times where it's like a white gang, but most of the time it's either black or Latino for that matter, dude. I mean, hell, there was guys here on the local news last night who they were talking about like, oh, they're 2 Cleveland area residents or whatever the case be. It's like, no, they're not, dude. They're 2 illegal aliens from fucking Honduras, El Salvador, or some shit like that, who are Dominican Republicans, or actually might have been Dominican Republican, Dominico Republican people, because they were talking about how they were basically selling guns to cartels and shit like that, dude. And it's like, Jesus Christ, man. So, yeah, the problem is not like everyday Americans, it's the scumbag motherfuckers in this country, dude, that are a bunch of criminals anyway, and are going to do criminal shit no matter what. And none of this shit does anything, dude. Doesn't actually stop anybody from doing anything. It just hurts American citizens who want to bear arms, is what it is, dude. It's just like all these motherfuckers in various places like Colorado or New Mexico or whatever the case be now, who are trying to pass waiting periods for gun purchasing and stuff like that. It's like all you're doing is hurting the people who are most affected and would most need those firearms, dude. Whether it be a single mother, a single father, girlfriend or boyfriend in a domestic violence situation, whatever the case be, who has some psycho X on their ass. The person gets out 2 days, 3 days in, or whatever the case be, and you're still waiting for a fucking waiting period for 3 or 4 days or a week or 2 weeks or whatever it is there. Meanwhile, they're already out stalking your ass and trying to kill you. And it's like, fuck sakes, man. Like, that's the problem with our society right now, dude. People don't realize that. Like, it can be proven that waiting periods get people killed. They really have. And they've done it quite a bit, actually, dude, for that matter. So, one thing I do want to talk about in this episode, though, which I thought was very interesting, was I found this last night, actually, when I was looking at some stuff, which was the GOP 2024 presidential contenders. And you had Christine Nome in this one, which I didn't think she was running for president at this point, but apparently she is, or at least she's on Trump's short list for VP pick or something, which I thought was very interesting. But yeah, right in the middle on the top there, you got that Vivek guy who is pretty much a Yang Obama plant mixture thereof. And then you got all the rest of these people. And it's interesting, too, because the bottom half there, it's got Chris Christie, Greg Abbott, who's obviously going to be Texas governor, not running for president, and then Tim Scott, who probably is going to run. And I would say of these 9, honestly, it would be you'd have Pence and Vivek's already in the race. Pence has already said he's going to run. You got Nikki Haley, who's in the running. Trump's obviously in the running. DeSantis is in the running. And then I would say probably Tim Scott, and then maybe Chris Christie. So it'd be like 7 of 9 at that point. Probably more like 6 of 9 because Chris Christie has no chance of doing anything right now. But yeah, I was talking about their views on Ukraine war and everything else like that. And some of them didn't get back to them, but other people were like, yeah, this is how I feel about it and stuff like that. So I thought it was pretty interesting. Personally, I'd vote for Kristen over a bunch of that field, honestly, dude, because she's the only constitutional governor in this country right now. She's the only one that refused to shut down her state during all the lockdown stuff. And she is way, way better than everybody else right now, dude. And, DeSantis is a scumbag. He mass murdered a whole bunch of people there in Florida. I know we were talking about that shit where he went behind stuff to go jab people up and stuff like that. Trump did the same thing with Operation Warp Speed. And, yeah, there's a bunch of shady shit going on there. I say fuck both those guys at this point, honestly. I'd much rather vote for Nome than anybody else. But it'll be interesting to see what happens there. And, yeah, that's about it, though. Yeah, Biden has no legal authority to do anything right now, especially not do gun control shit. Neither does Kamala, neither does anybody else for that matter. There is a reason why these people are failing hard. There is a reason why they are complete failures across the board. And it's as simple as that, really. So, hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'll be back later, either today or probably tomorrow, maybe, with another one. We'll discuss some state level stuff. I want to talk more about the Second Amendment Preservation Act here in Ohio. And hopefully, I don't know if that's going to get a third hearing this week or not, but there is some other stuff I want to talk about too. We talked about the backpack bill, I think, a little bit here as well. And that's finally getting through hearings and stuff now. They're talking about it costing Ohio taxpayers like $1 billion or something like that, which is not going to be anywhere near that, honestly. And even if it is, like, again, this is why you crack open rainy day funds, dude. Like, crack open the fund, get the money out of it, give kids the chance to go to school where they want to go to school at, their parents a chance to go for the kids to go to school where they want to go to school at, voucher programs, etc., and stop funding public indoctrination is what it is. As simple as that, really. So, anyway, that's about it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'll see y'all on the next one.